Hello Scorpio, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Scorpio, how are you? Welcome to the new week. I hope you're having a great week. I'm here with a couple of oracle decks we're going to look at today, and we're going to get some energy from these for the overall energy for the week ahead, and then we're going to look at some tarot and get you a few details. Please remember this is a general reading, and I do read for the week ahead always, so whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year, it could resonate with you. It may not resonate for you all today because this is a general reading and you're not all on the same path at the same time. So keep that in mind. And if it does resonate, maybe you'll stay. Or leave me a comment. That would be great. Thumbs up is always appreciated. Tell me about Scorpio, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Scorpio. What do we need to know about Scorpio going into the week ahead, please? We have, Serendipity. That's one of my favorite cards. In this deck, Serendipity is one of my favorite cards, and the other one is In Between Worlds. I love that one. But we've got Truth Be Told. Look, that's a good one too. I like this. I love this deck, actually. Wisdom of the Oracle. So we have Serendipity. There's a movie by this name. I don't know if you've ever seen it, and if you haven't, it's a great movie. But serendipity is a happy accident, something that is very lucky that just sort of shows up. It makes you feel lucky. Now, I'm a person of the universe, so I don't believe in luck. It seems a little bit too scattered for me that the universe would run on luck. It seems very organized to me. So the serendipity here tells me it's a happy accident. So when I say a happy accident, I mean in the movie, as I'm seeing the movie in my mind's eye, there are two people, I think they're in a bookstore, and a book falls off the shelf, or somebody drops a book and they both go down to get it and they knock heads. And that's sort of, you know what I mean, a happy accident. And then they end up being connected in that movie after that. So we've got card number 18. 18 is the moon. Look, things aren't as they seem. I feel like somebody here is possibly going to have some sort of happy accident. Look, it doesn't always have to do with love. But we do have Truth Be Told. It could be that you are going to happen upon some sort of a truth, possibly, that's been hiding. We do have a mask here, right? A golden mask. Now, when we see the golden mask, it's ooh, it's ah. Everybody loves gold, right? And I feel like the mask is dropping and somebody is about to open up to you or to say something that I feel gives you some sort of a balance or a healing, I want to say. So for some of you, definitely it could be love, but I feel like I'm actually talking about a situation where you hear something about someone or someone says something to you that brings you into balance. And I'm saying that because of card number 14. 14 in the tarot, the major arcana, that is the temperance energy, which is a moment of alchemy that you become all of a sudden balanced. You're like, oh, okay, well, maybe I can let that go. You know, it's like the mask slips and it pulls up the truth, and somebody's open with you, really open with you, and tells you something that it resonates with you as being the truth. I don't feel like you see this coming because card number 18 is here. Let's find out what else is going on. Tell me more about Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. So yeah, I feel like a truth is coming to the surface, and I think you happen on it quite by accident. I feel like you happen upon some sort of truth quite by accident. Tell me more about Scorpio. We've got an apology. This is interesting. It feels like whatever you find out is now information you take to the source and say, what about this? Why didn't you tell me about this? That's what it feels like. It feels like you're about to get an apology. It says forgiveness through mutual understanding. Look, somebody could say, I'm sorry. You could accept their apology, possibly. But I feel like you are about to get an apology. You could be giving one as well. Got decisions here. It says a need to gain clarity through decision making. So very interesting here. So the energy that I'm getting here is that you need to make a decision. Once you get the serendipity shows up and you get the truth about something that you've been wondering about, or maybe something you haven't been wondering about. Maybe you were convinced about something and a truth comes to light here. It does feel like it might be something that you're not necessarily happy with, because 1 and 4 is 5 and 5s are about lack. So possibly we've got milk and honey here. Something that you thought was really lovely or wonderful, or on the surface it looked great. And I feel like when this serendipitous moment happens, I feel like you're going to have to take it to the source to get more answers. We've got celebration. It says good times come from hard work time spent in good company. This is the future energy. So I feel like it kind of all works out the way it's supposed to. Look, it doesn't always have to be really super dramatic, right? It could be some sort of truth that comes to the surface that you were hoping to hear. It could be a positive thing. Take it as it's happening in your life. Tell me about Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Scorpio. Tell me more about Scorpio. Let's get some details on it, Scorpio. Tell me about Scorpio. Okay. Very interesting. It's divine timing. It's time, my friend. You were supposed to know about this now. I don't think maybe you wanted, I don't think it's something that you would have understood or believed had it happened before now. But serendipity is here because of the Wheel of Fortune. Because things are moving into a new cycle. There is something that needs to clear your way. It's like your path needs to be cleared in order for you to be able to move forward here. I feel like when this person, when you take your information that you have gathered from the truth being told and someone being open with you, when you take this information to the source and say, is this true? I feel like somebody here becomes really defensive, and that might even be an answer for you. And I'll just leave that with you. You can figure out if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like this person becomes defensive immediately. I feel like they are feeling accused, I want to say. They probably feel like their back is against the wall. They might apologize immediately for not telling you this thing, from keeping this secret. We do have decisions here. Now you got to figure out what you're going to do. Once this person admits to what's been going on, I feel like you need to figure out what to do. It could be something that's been kept quiet for a whole year, man. 7 cups, 7 months, 7 wands, 7 weeks. So we've got card number 10 here. Could maybe been quiet since last October. This is card number 10 is a new cycle as well. This is something that I feel, something here, your path had to be cleared so you could move forward here. Tell me more about Scorpio. We've got the Queen of Cups. We've got the Hierophant. And we've got the Knight of Wands. Look, I feel like you are really on the edge of making a commitment to somebody here. And I feel like this is something that is supposed to show up to clear the path. You're going to have to make a decision as to whether or not you want to move forward or carry forward with this energy once you hear whatever's going on here. We have the Queen of Cups. I feel like you are going to be compassionate and kind. I feel like you know that there is a new cycle here. That what I mean by new cycle is I feel like you could forgive this person and move forward, clear the air. Fine, just don't do it again. But the Hierophant tells me that something is a little bit more complicated. It feels like there might be a commitment here. Maybe there's an engagement. Maybe you live with this person. It feels like we've been together for a while. Maybe there's an understanding that we have. If we're not committed in a relationship that's romantic, maybe it's a friendship. I thought we had an understanding. The Hierophant is very truthful, very honest. Is somebody who's moving on the right path, moving forward. Somebody who always does the right thing. And I feel like it's you, Scorpio, who's always doing the right thing. The Knight of Wands is here, and it could be an energy here that's making me feel like it destabilizes something between you and whatever situation, whatever person, maybe the family, maybe a loved one, or someone you've been romantically linked to. For some of you, the Queen of Cups to me always represents a mother. So it could be a mother or a father, right? So it could be that something is destabilizing with your parents' relationship. It could be that. It is something that is serendipitous. It feels like it's a happy accident. Look, I'm just saying, I don't know what your situation is. Maybe you'll be glad if they get divorced. I don't know. I don't know what your situation is, and I'm not wishing that on anybody. But I'm just saying that I feel like it feels like there is compassion here with the Queen of Cups. It could mean something to do with emotions, and it could have something to do with some sort of a structured, committed kind of energy that becomes destabilized. It feels like this is something that had to come up in order to be able to move you forward into the new cycle. Tell me about the Seven of Wands here. We do have the Three of Wands. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have the Page of Wands. So I feel like for some of you that knowing this, that this person is apologizing, might bring you to a place of stability. You might just decide to drop it and move on. You might just take the apology and say, okay, just don't let it happen again. Whatever the situation is, because it doesn't always have to be a relationship. We've got the 7 and the 3, which is 10. And that's why I'm saying maybe you'll just drop it. Maybe you'll just say, okay, let's just start over then. Let's use this cycle to have some sort of fresh outlook. And let's get excited about this connection again, about our friendship, about our family, whatever it is. We do have the 8 of Cups. It feels like to me some of you are just going to disconnect, detach emotions from the situation, and just decide to go with excitement. Okay, you've apologized to me. I understand that you're being honest with me. It feels like, the thing is it feels like you did come across this information quite by accident. So I feel for some of you, you still might hold on to the, look, you wouldn't have told me if I wouldn't have brought it up. And that might be what makes this person quite defensive, I feel like, when you bring it up here. We've got the 7 of Cups here. So you've got to make a decision now. Do you move forward? Because I'm giving you a lot of scenarios, right? For some of you, it's like it's a serious connection. It's a serious commitment. Maybe you're married. Maybe you're living together. Maybe you've been together for a while and you have children. Like, it feels like that maybe you are, this could be, also keep in mind that you could be the mother or the father and this child is coming to you. We got the Page of Wands, right? This child is admitting something to you possibly. So it's going to be up to you to make the decision about what to do next, because you need to gain clarity through some sort of decision that you need to make, and it feels confusing. It's like I'm getting it all wrapped up in my feelings and my emotions, and I don't really know what to do with it. Tell me about Scorpio, please. Got the Queen of Swords. Ooh, the Devil's here. Yeesh. 5 of Swords. The Sun is here. 9 of Cups. Look, we've got the 7 of Cups with the Queen of Swords. I feel like the Queen of Swords is here to sort of cut through the confusion. To cut through the confusion and help you make a decision. But look, the Devil's here. I feel like what you want to do is just say it. I think it does feel like for some of you that this is something that you don't necessarily know that you're willing to forgive. You might just cut this person out, or just say to them, look, for some of you, the happy accident, and look, maybe it's a relief. I'm calling it a happy accident because it's something that you should have known that is going to give you relief. It's not, maybe for some of you, may not make you happy, but it is serendipity. You're finding out about it by accident. And so it feels like this could be somebody who maybe has an addiction, and maybe they're finally coming clean with you and saying, look, I have an addiction. I need to take care of it. I need to stabilize my life. And I'm just going to be honest with you from here. I don't really know what to do with this. So we have celebration. So it feels like for some of you, the expansion of the Wheel of Fortune and the celebration is what you will feel. It's like, whew, okay, now that we know what the problem is, now we can fix it. We've got the 5 of Swords. For others of you, you're going to be in this energy of the Sun and the 9 of Cups. It feels like you're having some sort of realization that this person really means well. They're trying to do well. They're trying to become happy. They're trying to get to their wish fulfillment. It feels like for some of you, your decision is going to be, okay, if you're going to be honest about it, let's get you into rehab. Let's figure out what's going on, or let's talk about this at length. Let's get all the details out. I want to know exactly what's going on, because something here is, it feels like it's somebody here is going to say whatever they need to say to help you make the decision that is best for them. So I feel like this is sort of a confusing moment. I'm looking at the week, not the next week, but the week after. It feels like your realization of happiness and celebration probably does not come until a couple of weeks. It feels like. What's this about here? Got the Tower. It's a realization. It's an overwhelming awakening. It's a realization that this person came to me and they were honest with me. So maybe I should figure out whether I should accept the apology or not, because I feel like I don't feel like you automatically accept the apology going into the week ahead. I feel like you get the information going into the week ahead, and now you've got to figure out, were they trying to lie to me? Were they trying to lie to me? Were they trying to keep it quiet, or were they waiting for the right time to tell me? It feels like you have a lot of things that you need to think about, and I think that you will. The Five of Swords here tells me with the Ace of Swords that maybe, or the Queen of Swords, that maybe I'm just going to move on from here. Like maybe I don't want any part of this toxicity. Maybe I don't want to be attached to someone like this. So I feel like it's probably the week after that where you have some sort of a breakthrough, that you realize that either this person is a soulmate or someone that you've known for a very long time and you don't want to give up on the relationship, someone who is your soulmate, you don't want to give up on the relationship, someone who's a member of your family and you don't want to give up on the relationship. I feel like you get some sort of a clarity that we got to talk about this and figure out what the best thing to do is from here. I'm going to put down 3 cards. We're going to go into the extension here, Scorpio. Maybe you're dealing with a Sagittarius. We do have a lot of fire here. Scorpio, we're going to go into the extended. If you want to be in the extended with us to see what goes on from here, please look at the comment section, at the very top of the comment section. I've pinned a comment that has all the information about my private readings. I'm doing live private readings and pre-recorded private readings. So if you want a private reading, please follow that link to Hypsee. If you're interested in joining us in the membership area, which is where this reading is going to be, please click on the join link and it will take you over to the membership area. What else are we going to talk about in the extension for Scorpio? We've got the King of Wands. We've got the 3 of Pentacles and the King of Cups. So look, we have mom and dad here. For some of you, this is a family situation. It does feel like it's a family situation, and it does feel as though we have to make a decision. Look, it could be, look, we've got the Hierophant, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, we've got the Knight of Wands. I'm not even going to rule out that maybe somebody here has had an affair, and that's unfortunately what comes to the surface. Somebody is only being truthful because they've been caught, not because they were going to tell you. Maybe they were going to tell you, but I feel like they were waiting for the right time if they were going to tell you at all. And I feel like when you bring it up, they're very defensive. So I feel like the 3 of Pentacles, for some of you, could tell me that it's a friendship. Somebody might be telling you, look, what I didn't tell you back there is that I have a lot of feelings for you. I'm very attracted to you, and I don't necessarily just want to be friends at this point. So it feels like it could be a love situation for some of you. Somebody is finally revealing some sort of deep feelings that they've had here, possibly someone at your workplace. It could be someone who you know is a friend of a friend, someone who's not your bestie, but somebody who is that you have acquaintanceship with, because that's really what the 3 of Pentacles is about, in the community, in the network. You know, someone that you've had things to do with before, you trust them, cooperation, collaboration. But it could be somebody that I feel is coming at you, telling you that, you know, I have a lot of deep feelings for you, and that's what I didn't tell you. I'm going to leave that right here now, but I'm going to go into the extension. If you want to come the extension, we're going to clarify all of this and all of those scenarios I talked about. We're going to get some details on all of that, and then we're going to talk about what happens here. So I'm going to go there, and if you'd like to be there, come see us. And if this is where we part, that's cool. I'll be back with more readings. You guys take care. Thanks, Scorpio. Bye-bye.